In this session, we discuss about the classes, object, constructor and destructor. In previous session, we already discussed about the classes, object, inheritance and polymorphism with example, with real-time example. So, class is a blueprint. So, object is a copy of class. So, all members and methods are available in objects. So, this is an example program to illustrate the class and object. So, through this program, we find the birth number for the given birth date. For example, the birth date is 20/12/2001. The birth number is 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1. So, it yield 8. The birth number is 8. If it is a 2 digit, again we add individual digits, then it will come single digit. That will be the birth number of that birth date. Now we want to design the class to find the birth number for the given birth date. So what are the members to design this class? That is birth date. We want to get input for day, month, year. That is birth date, day, month, year. So 3 data member. Then we want to find the birth number. Then we want to store the birth number into a variable. So totally 4 data member. Integer dd, mm, that is 4 digit yy, birth number bn. So usually to protect the data member, that is to protect the data member, to protect the program. So usually data member are under in the private data access modifier. That is, it declared as a private data access modifier. Data member, usually data member are private access data modifier. We can access this data member if it is under the private section. We can access within this class only. We cannot able to access other than, that is out of the class or through object. That is out of the class. We can access only within a class. To the security purpose, the data member is a raw material. So we want to protect that through private data access modifier. So here we private integer dd, mm, yy, b1. These are all the data member. What are the function? First we want to get the date from user. So here we write one method, that is function, to get the date. That function name is void get date. Cout enter birth date dd, mm, yy. Then we get input dd, mm, yy. So this is a function. This function helps to get the date, month, year. The next function is void pncilc. This function is help to calculate the birth number from birth date. So these are all the local variable, that is integer dt, mt, yt, yt1, yt2. This variable for internal calculation. This is access. This scope is available within this function only. We cannot access this variable in out of this function. So tt, first we calculate date, because if it is a 2 digit, we want to divide it into a single digits. That is tt equal to, for example, 20. In our case, dd is 20. 20 divided by 10. 20 divided by 10, 2. The result is 2. Then dd modulus 10. 20 modulus 10, 0. So 2 plus 0. Using division and modulus, we divide the individual digits. We separate the individual digits, that is 2 plus 0. If dd is 20, it separate 2, then 0, 2 plus 0. Now TT is 2. Then we calculate month. If month is 2 digit, in our example 12, if mm is 12, 12 divided by 10 plus 12 modulus 10, 12 divided by 10, 1, because integer yield integer. So 12 divided by 10, 1.2, but 1.2 is a float, it yield only 1. So 12 divided by 10, 1, plus 12 modulus 10, the remainder is 2. So 1 plus 2, so it separate individual digits, 1 plus 2, 3. That 3 is assigned to MT. TT is 2, MT is 3. YT1 equal to, as per our example 2001 divided by 100. First we want to separate 2 digits, that is 2001 means 2001. So divided by 100, 2001 divided by 100, 20.01, but integer yield integer, so 20 is assigned to YT1. Then 2001 modulus 100, the remainder is 1, so that 1 is assigned to YT1. Now we separate 2 digits, that is 21, that is 01 is equivalent to 1. So YT1 is 20, YT2 is 1. Then again we separate individual digit from the 2 digits, that is YT1 is 20, 20 divided by 10, 2, 20 modulus 10, 0, so 2 plus 0, so 20, 2000, first we separate 2 digits from here, 21, YT1 is 20, 20 again we separate single digits, that is 20 divided by 10, 2, 20 modulus 10, 0, 2 plus 0, YT2, what is the, YT2 is 1, 1 divided by 10, 0, 1 modulus 10, 1, so 2 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1. So through this expression, we separate the digits of year, that is 4 digits from year to year, that is 2001, 2 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1. So the result is 3. The 3 is assigned to YT. Already TT as 2 plus 0, 2, MT is 3, YT is 3. So 2 plus 3 plus 3, 8. Then Bn equal to, then we divide again, because in some cases the birth number maybe in this expression yield 2 digits number. If it yield 2 digits number, again we want to separate the digits, Pn/10. In this case it is a single digit, but 8 by 10. In programming flow this expression is automatically executed. So after this statement this statement is executed. So 8 divided by 10, 0, 8 modulus 10, 8, 0 plus 8, again Bn is 8. If it is 2 digit, it separate individual digits, then it add and assign to Bn. In this case Bn is 8. So this function calculate the birth number from the birth date. The third function is display. So it call, if we call display function, it call the pncalc function. After calling this function, Bn has, because Bn is a data member, Bn consists of birth number. So here we get the output from Bn, B number equal to that 8. So if we call display, it automatically call pncalc. Then it display the birth number. So this is the class. So birth number is a class name. This opening brace to closing brace after semicolon. And this is a body of the class. The class birth number consists of 4 data member, 3 function member. That is 4 data members are dd, mm, yyyy, bn. The function, that is methods, are member method, are getDate, bncall, display. So it has 7 members. 4 members are data, another 3 members are, other 3 members are method or function. So the birth number class consists of 7 members. In main function birth number, it is a class name. B1 B2 is a objects. So B1 is a copy of birth number, B2 is also a copy of birth number. So in B1, so take copy of all members, it take copy of all members from birth class. So dd mm yy B1 get data, bn call get display. So it take copy of all members with definition. Just here we put only opening brace, closing brace, but it include the definition also. These statements are available within this function. So it take copy of all members of birth number. B1 is a Xerox copy of birth number. B2 is another Xerox copy of birth number. So B2 also consists of 4 data member, 3 member function. So the first line, B1 B2 is a objects, that object take the copy of all member of the birth number. B1 dot get date, through this object we can call the get date function, because get date, pn call, display are all the public access modifier. This member under the public access modifier. So we can access this member in the out of the class. We cannot access the data member in out of the class, because the data member are all under in private section. So get data is a public, we can access, we can call this function B1 dot get date. So if we call this function, it call the get date from the copy of B1. So it call the get b date function from object of B1 dot get date. So in the through this function, it get input, that is enter birth date. What is the definition? Definition is the first cout enter birth date dd mm yy, that is the output, enter birth date dd mm yy. So then we give the 3 integer as input, because we get a dd mm yy, that is 20 is assigned to dd of B1. So B1 has 4 variable, so that 20 is assigned to dd of B1, 12 is assigned to mm of object B1. So 2001 is assigned to yy of object B1. Then B1 dot display, then we call display function from the B1 object. So what is the definition of display? So it call bn call. So then it call bn call function of B1 object. So B1 call, within the B1 call, what is the definition for bn call? Totally local variable tt, mt, yt, yt1, yt2. So here it separate the digits of date, then it add it assigned to tt, it separate the digits of mm, individual digits of mm, then add the values and assign it to mt, then it display 2 digits from here. Again it separate individual digits from the 2 digits. So it get one single digit value, that is total value of yt, that is year, birth year. After that it add the dt, mt, yt. If it is 2 digits, again it divide and modulus, that is it separate individual digits, then add and assign to bn. So now bn is after the display function, it automatically call pn call of B1 object. So in pn call, it calculate the birth number and assigned in 8 into bn of B1 object, bn, that is b number equal to 8. Then we call the function get b date from B2 object, B2 dot get b date. So it call this function, call get b date of B2 object, then it get 3 values as input. Example 12, 10, 2010. The 12 is assigned to dd of B2, 10 is assigned to mm of B2, 2010 is assigned to yy of B2. Then P2 dot display. Then we call display function of B2. In this definition, it within the display the definition of display function, it called bn calc. So in bn calc, we separate a individual digits of dd, that is 12, 1 plus 2, 3 is assigned to tt, then 10, it is separated individual digit, 1 plus 0, 1 is assigned to mt, then 2010 separated 2010 as 20 in yt1, 10 is yt2, then yt equal to 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 0, so the value is 3. So yt is 3, dt is 3, mt is 1, yt is 3, so 7. Then it display through cout statement, it display birth number as bn equal to b number equal to 7. Then it terminate the main function. So this is the example program to illustrate the class and the object. By using dot operator, we access the data member. Next one is constructor. Constructor is used for initializing the values to the data member of the class. What is the constructor? Constructor is a kind of function, kind of method. That method or function automatically called when the object is created, when the object of class is created. Constructor is used for initializing the value to the data member of the class. Constructor is the same name of the class name. The constructor name is the same name of class. Constructor gets automatically called while the object is created. The constructor never have a return type, even void. There is no return type. The constructor are classified into five types. One is default constructor, parameterless constructor, or zero argument constructor. Parameterless constructor or zero argument constructor. Third one is parameterized constructor or argumented constructor. Fourth one is copy constructor. The fifth one is dynamic constructor. So only three type of constructor is available in C++. This is an example program for default constructor. Totally five type of constructor is there. First, in this example for the first type of constructor, that is default constructor. So netpay is a class. Through this class, we find the net pay, net salary from the working days, daily wages and deduction. We calculate net pay by using number of days, number of working days, wages per day and deductions. So what are the data member? The days, wages, deduction. Then we want to find the net pay. So four variables, that is 4 data member. Usually data member are placed in private section, private access modifier, because it is a raw material. So for the security reason, the all data members are under the private section of the class. So in public section, get data display. So totally 6 members is available in the netpay class. Data member is 4. The function member is 2. Get data display. Through get data function, we get number of days, get the data for number of working days, wages per day and deduction. In display, through the display function, we calculate net pay, that is number of days into working day, then minus deduction. Deduction is easier, is that worker get the already that worker got advanced amount. Then we want to deduct that advance amount, that is that loan amount or advance amount every month. So that is deduction. So first we want to calculate the cross salary, that is number of working days into wages per day. After that we subtract the deduction. then we declare the output from NP. So this is the class netpay. In main function, netpay n. Netpay n. So n is a object. N is a object. So it take the copy of all member of the netpay. It take copy of all member of the class netpay. So in n, 4 data member, 2 member function. Then n dot display. In n dot display, it is a typing error. In before that, we want to get the data for a number of days, daily wages and deduction. So the second line will be n dot. The second line is n dot get data. It is a typing error. After creating object, we want to call the get data function. N dot get data. The third line is n dot display. The second line is n dot get data. In n dot get data, display enter days, wages and deduction. Then it get values, 3 values for D, W, DED. That is 25 days. Working day is 25. Daily wages is 500. Deduction amount is 2000. So after that we call the display function. Display function through the object n. It called display function. And display function, it calculate netpay. That is 25 into 500. 12,500. Then minus 2000. So 10,500. It will display net equal to 10,500. So 10,500 is the result. If we want to assign the data, we want to call the n dot get data function. If we want to assign the value to the data member, we use n dot get data. We call n dot get data function. So this program does not have any constructor. But at the time of compilation, which automatically created, So default constructor is a 0 argument constructor function, just like this. This is a class name. The constructor name is similar to the class name. So netpay opening brace, closing brace. This is automatically generated by compiler at the time of compilation. That is 0 argument constructor. Default constructor is a 0 argument constructor which automatically created at the time of compilation. So this is a default constructor. If we don't define a constructor within a class, the compiler will automatically create a 0 argument constructor at the time of compilation. That constructor called as default constructor. If we define a constructor, the compiler will not create the constructor function at the time of execution, at the time of compilation. If we does not define a constructor function within in a class, if we create a object at the time of compilation, compiler automatically create a 0 argument function. That function is default constructor function. This is another example for constructor. This is another example program for constructor. So the class birth number. Already in previous example we discussed about the birth number, the calculating the birth number for the given date of birth. So class birth number, private date, month, year, birth number, public birth number. This is a parameterless constructor or 0 argument constructor. This is parameterless or 0 argument constructor. So no argument, that is no parameter is available in this function. That is constructor name is same as class name. So birth number, no return type. So birth number, no argument is available. So zero argument constructor or parameterless constructor. This is zero argument constructor. It is defined by user. The compiler generated zero argument constructor. If we not define the constructor function, the compiler automatically generated at the time of compilation. That type of constructor function is default constructor. If we define without arguments, if we define a constructor without argument, this is zero argument constructor or a parameterless constructor. The second one is parameterized or argumented constructor. Birth number, integer d, integer m, integer y. So this is parameterized constructor. So in zero argument constructor, dd, mm, yy are assigned, 0 is assigned to dd, mm, yy. In birth number, it get 3 values. That values are assigned to the respected data member. That is d to dd, m to mm, y to yy. The third function is, this is also method, but it is a constructor method or constructor function. So the third method is pn call. That is birth number calculation. We already discussed it. It separates individual digits of date, then it is assigned to dt, and then it separates the month, then it is assigned to mt, separate the digits from month, it calculated and assigned to mt. In similar way, the y also calculated. Then we find the birth number. Already we discussed it in previous example. The fourth method is display. The display function it call pn calculate function. So after calling this function, we get the output from bn, declared as output, that is bn. Void main, birth number b1. At the time of object creation, b1 within a parenthesis we give 3 values, 2012, 2001, and this is constructor argument. At the time of object, if we pass the values at the time of object creation, that values are constructor arguments. So it get a copy of b1 from class. b1 is a object, so that that b1 consists of all data member of the birth number class, because for all member, it may be a data member or function. So 4 data member, 1 2 3 4 function, 4 data member, 4 function. So it get copy of 8 members from the birth number. So b2 comma b2, this is also another copy of birth number. And b1 is a object, b2 is another object. At the creation of b1 object, we pass 3 values. So after creation of object, it automatically called 3 argument constructor function. This one is a 3 argument constructor function. For our identification, just here we put 3, but in real manner, the all definition of, that is birth number, dd, mm, y are available in integer d into y into my. So all definition, that is all statements are available within this function. In the it consists of statements, but for our identification, just we give the 3 argument, 3 to represent the 3 arguments. So it call the 3 argument constructor function, because we pass 3 values. So in a 3 argument constructor function, it has integer d, m, y. So that 20 is assigned to d, 12 is assigned to m, 2000 is assigned to y. Then it is assigned to the data member of dd is 20, there is D is assigned to DD, M is assigned to MM. So what is the value of DD is 20, MM 12, YY is 2001. So at the time of object creation, it automatically passed the value, then assigned it into that data member. So then B1, B2 is also an object, but B2 does not have any arguments, but it automatically called the zero argument constructor, that is parameterless constructor, because B2 does not have any B2 does not have any arguments, so it called zero argument constructor or parameterless constructor function of B2. So what is the definition of zero argument constructor function? There is a DD, MM, YY equal to 0. So that is all values are 0. Then P2 dot display, it called P2 display function of B2. Then it called Pn call. Through Pn call we call get the Bn, that is all are 0. Bn is also 0. So it displays 0. This is the output. Bn number equal to 8, B number equal to 0. Because P2 is zero argument constructor, B1 is a parameterized constructor.